seems to me there's something extraordinary going on in Barrie, Ontario. No one seems to know exactly what I'm on.
Welcome everybody to another episode. Team Bayfield support the scene, and we have Playfight, or I guess we have half of Playfight. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
How did this band come together, and how did you deal with the writing process and recording process during a time when you couldn't really be together?
So it's actually been a long time coming, a lot longer than just the pandemic. I think I mentioned this on another interview we did, but I checked the Twitter page to see when we joined, like when I actually thought of the band name and had songs and stuff like that ready. It was May 2019. So that's when everything kind of started to get going then. I hadn't met Stu yet then at that point though, because he was all I was waiting for, basically. Everything else was ready to go. We had the songs and everything. I had the other band members, and it was just I needed another singer because I didn't want to sing anymore. So I found Stu, and then here we are.
Now, I know for like a lot of pop punk bands, it's often characterized by like its lyric content, and mostly it's generalized as angsty, or it's about like teenage breakups. What is your approach to creating content for Playfight as adults?
It's all over the place. I don't want to give too much away for like stuff that's in the future, but you're gonna hear pretty much every side of everything in this band. I mean, like Stu's more like the storyteller. I usually I write the choruses for the most part, and I mean, other than like the first couple songs or whatever, like those songs, like Tell Me I'm Wrong, I actually had that as a song for my old band. And that was written in like 2018. We actually played it live and everything. And then when it came time for this band to get started, it was like, that was the perfect jumping off point.
So tell me I'm wrong because I want to know the truth. Don't sugarcoat reality 'cause it's gone too soon. You was keeping me strong.
Stu definitely takes the verse exactly where I wanted it to.
So you say like the majority of the writing is between you two, because it is super catchy, and you can't really tell that two people are taking on the two different sections of the song. So that's awesome.
Yeah, well, because like what'll happen is he'll send me a song, and he'll send me, oh, this is what I was thinking for a chorus, and I use that as a writing prompt, and I'm like, perfect, and I'll just write a story to that chorus, and then that chorus, and then I'll write a bridge to kind of as your denouement, if you will. And then, it just usually comes together. And I think that's why it synergizes, because we come up with the hook first, and then we base the story around the hook.
What would you say is the defining characteristic of Playfight's sound?
Oh, I got this.
I had something, but I'll let you go first.
Oh, you can jump in, but like kind of, I was thinking about it. It's recognizing where punk's been, like sound-wise, recognizing where punk came from, acknowledging where it's been, and adapting to where it's going.
Pop punk without borders.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah.
You can coin it right now. Pop punk without borders. Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're bringing riffs back. That's another thing that we like. Both of us have kind of talked about this, and like Jamie and Matt too. Like we've all kind of spoken about this, where like today's pop punk stuff, like there are some bands that are slowly kind of bringing it back now too, but for the most part, for a while there, it just got to be like just basic chords and stuff with, you know, a little bit like a lot of layering and stuff, but there wasn't like one main riff. And that's kind of one thing that I missed a lot, was just having that like main riff that's like the song's identity, basically, because that's how like 90% of our songs start, is just a riff, and then it gets built from there, and then I'll finish the music, and then I'll get a chorus down and send it to Stu, and then he takes it to another place. And then sometimes based on what he's done, I'll go back and change music because of what he did to like better suit a verse lyric or something like that. It's happened a couple times now. Mm-hmm. I think this is why I thought it was such a good idea to lead off with Tell Me I'm Wrong, is because like it has a few elements in it. Like it has a breakdown,
Mhm.
it has a catchy chorus, and it has kind of like a softer verse to start. So it kind of has like a bit of every element we're trying to leap off from in different directions.
And woes. It's got woes.
It's got woes.
It does
as well,
have woes. I'm a sucker for woes and woo-wahs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So naturally, I fell for you as soon as you called out for me from the other side of my friend's party. It's a game of...
Thankfully nowadays, that whole genre barrier between like what you can and can't like, I think that's completely gone now, thankfully. Because like,
I'm so pumped
when
about
I was in
that.
high school, I would get knocked because like I was getting into like the metal stuff, and I would get knocked for listening to like Rise Against and Blink and stuff. It's like, well, I like it, so whatever. And then A Day to Remember came around, and it was like, okay, well, if you're gonna listen to this, you can listen to everything else now too.
Exactly. I mean, I was listening to like Slam and like just brutal hardcore, but then like also kind of low key enjoyed Soulja Boy because it was light and just easy to consume. So that was my high school.
So
That was my high
I think
school
we've
music.
opened up like a great little door here as well. And I do love asking this question. Do you have any of like those albums or songs or artists that like you really do deeply love, but you're just like too afraid to let the world know about it? But we can this is Punk Without Borders. I feel like we should be able to.
I'm loving New Bieber. Hold On is such a good song. Like everything that I've heard from the new album, I haven't gone like front to back yet, but I'm a big fan. I love it.
The
It's
New
good stuff.
Beeb. Okay.
And that
For me,
what's her name? Olivia Rodrigo, that song that's like super big right now.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
you mean her whole album? That's super big. I've never known one
song. I'm
artist
so
have-
bad with like these pop titles, but like I'll hear it and be like, yeah, that's sick.
Good for you. Her whole album is in the Billboard Top 30. So that means of 30 songs, 11 of them belong to one artist. That's just phenomenal.
I'd be curious
so
as to like
my-
when the last time that happened was.
I feel like Simple
Yeah.
Plan pulled something like that, like just to keep it Canadian. At one point, Simple Plan only had one album, and I'm pretty sure like 8 of their 12 tracks were number ones.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I mean, that
it's
album had
crazy.
just so many bangers on it.
Right?
Yeah. So for my kind of like, we're going to go guilty pleasures here. It's very well known my love for Beyonce and Mariah Carey, like for people who know me. I guess like, oh, you know what my guilty pleasure is? Cascada.
I think it's Cascade.
I was
Apparently it's
thinking about
Cascada.
that today. Cascada. I had Every Time We Touch On today, and I was just like vibing at like while I'm working. I'm just like, oh yeah,
That
this
chorus is so
this-
sick.
it's great. It's a millennial anthem.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah.
Like
So
anybody who
that
says if that song was in like, or if that chorus was in like a pop punk song, everybody would be over the moon with it. That'd be like Blink big in the pop punk world. But since it's like early, I don't know if you'd call it like EDM, but like mid 2000s
yeah.
dance music, I guess, or early 2000s dance?
Accessible
Yeah.
house music. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's SoundCloud rap, like mumble rap. That's my guilty pleasure that everyone like shits on. I love it. Like emo and SoundCloud rap. Like I've only just discovered emo rap, so like the Lil Huddy, Lil Peep, and all that stuff. But yeah, like I'm a huge fan of like Lil Uzi Vert, Black, all these other ones, XXXTentacion. I vibe with it all the time. So, but that's one thing that people kind of like, ew, you listen to that? And I'm just like, yeah, I do. Listen to the 808s and tell me you don't like want to bang your head.
I think as long as I can understand what's being said, like I draw the line at enunciation for the most part.
Oh,
Like I need to know what you're saying.
I listen to a lot of like death metal, deathcore, and like slam, like where the screaming is like you don't, or like black metal where you don't understand what they're saying. So I'm just like, it's like this, but with an actual catchy beat as opposed to just a sonic wall. It's great.
That should be the challenge. If you can listen to Mayhem and know exactly what's being said, you should give Lil Uzi a chance and just figure out what he's saying. In an earlier interview that you're planning on releasing more songs than originally intended. Is that still true? And are we looking at like an EP, several EPs, or like you're just going to come out the gate with a full album?
So as for like the format that everything's coming out, as of right now, it's basically going to be single after single after single. Keep listening to So Naturally and watching the video.
Absolutely. Check out So Naturally on YouTube and anywhere you stream music.
Yes. And yeah, keep watching the video over and over again. Shout out to Matt Garassi for directing it and absolutely crushing it. And our next single is going to be called Tidal Wave, and that's going to be out July 16th. And there's going to be more after that.
If you're going to go to shows, don't get on guest list. Pay your cover. Let's make 2021 and from now on, guest list free.
That's been like a big thing. People are calling for all ages shows again. They want like a better venue.
Oh my God, yes! Like I think I was talking to Andrew Welford, who does a lot of like the hardcore shows, and then you have Julian and Barrie as well doing a lot of the shows. And I think I was talking to Matt from Fox Run and every other punk band in Barrie. Love that guy. And we were talking about how like pop punk, we have all these kids that are consuming it with like emo rap and pop punk, like these MGK and Mod Fun, like, but they have nothing, they have no outlet and nowhere to go with it. So I'm saying like, yeah, we need all ages shows back. Like it's gonna bring the scene back to life.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the biggest shows that I've actually, yeah, that's not even a question. The biggest shows I've played have been all ages shows by far.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah. If we are going to do all age shows, like one thing I would do differently, and this is from me being like a 14, 15-year-old kid going into like hardcore shows, like at the Lions Club, people like our age and older just recognizing like, okay, like don't be a dick to some kid because he's like super pumped. So that's going to be my message. 2021, no guest list, don't be a dick. All ages welcome.
Before we wrap up, who are some local bands or local artists we should be listening to right now?
That's a funny question for us because local, we're all over Ontario is our band.
Yeah.
So, well, Fox Run is one of those bands. I listened to the thing and I just wanted to go skateboarding again. And the Moore Avenue Underground is another band that I like to go skateboarding to. So they're out of Aylmer, which is closer to London, but they're Ontario local and they're great guys.
You have to say Fortune Cove.
Oh yeah, we have to like Fortune Cove because of Jamie. Go listen to Fortune Cove.
Jamie forced us to do that. Like he literally said, like the first thing he said was like, "I'm joining your band, but you have to mention that I'm from Fortune Cove, and you have to tell me that you love my band too." And kind of related to Fortune Cove, I'll say Ever Elsewhere. Even though they're kind of on like their victory lap right now, they're wrapping things up. But great band, love everybody in that band. So yeah.
Awesome.
Nothing special as well.
Nothing special,
we mentioned
yes.
that
Yes.
We mentioned that in like all our interviews. No, nothing special. You check out nothing special.
Because that's how we found Matt to shoot our video, was we watched that video for Brandy, and we were like, this is sick.
And they are the most fun group of people ever. Their live performance is incredible. It's just really fun. It's got that ska energy. I'll say that. It's got ska. Yeah, they have that ska energy.
Awesome. Well, I hope 2021 we get to see and hear more Playfight. I can't wait to see what you bring to the stage in a live venue. I hope we can all be together again soon. Until then, no guest list. Don't be a dick. Live that big ska energy. And hopefully we'll be all together again soon.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining me, guys.
Yeah, take care.
Have a good one.